Man of action and ideas. One cannot begin to understand the United States without first grappling with Alexander Hamilton. He lived a life of astonishing ascent and tragic, abrupt decline. Born in the British West Indies around 1755 or 1757, he arrived in New York in 1772, a penniless orphan. By 1804, he had become George Washington's indispensable aide in the Revolution, co-authored the Federalist Papers, and, as the first Secretary of the Treasury, built the nation's financial architecture. His life was a testament to relentless ambition and intellectual firepower. Not a man for quiet contemplation, Hamilton thrived on motion and argument. He envisioned a powerful, centralized nation, an idea that set him against Thomas Jefferson. Hamilton's story begins on the small, sun-scorched island of Nevis. Born out of wedlock to Rachel Fawcett and James Hamilton, his start was marked by instability and social stigma. His father left, then his mother died, leaving him and his brother orphaned and destitute. As a clerk for Beekman and Kruger, his intellect flashed amid ledgers and manifests. He mastered numbers, trade, and management. A voracious reader, he devoured philosophy and verse. In 1772, a devastating hurricane struck St. Croix. Hamilton's published account astonished community leaders. Benefactors, including Nicholas Kruger and the minister Hugh Knox, funded his education in the colonies. Arriving in New York in 1772, he entered preparatory study, then King's College. He impressed peers with sharp debate. Soon his pen and voice championed the patriot cause. When revolution erupted, Hamilton traded textbooks for a musket. In 1776, he became a captain of artillery, meticulous and demanding. He excelled in logistics and strategy, showing courage at Trenton and Princeton. In 1777, Washington drew Hamilton to his staff as lieutenant colonel. For 4 years, he drafted letters, negotiated with French allies, and managed logistics. He witnessed the perils of a weak central authority under the Continental Congress. State particularism bred near disaster and suffering. He concluded liberty required power, structure, and order. Granted a field command in 1781, he led a daring nighttime charge at Yorktown. His leadership helped force the British surrender. Mind and action united, he turned to build a nation in peace. After a brief but successful legal career, Hamilton confronted a failing Confederation. Congress could not tax, regulate commerce, or enforce its laws. Anarchy loomed, exemplified by uprisings in Massachusetts. He organized the Annapolis Convention of 1786, too small to act, but it summoned delegates to Philadelphia in 1787. Officially to revise the Articles, nationalists sought a new framework. Hamilton urged a muscular federal government, strong executive, long-tenured senators. His extremes were rejected, yet his arguments shifted the debate toward unity and stability. He then championed ratification through the Federalist Papers with Madison and Jay. These essays remain the premier commentary on the Constitution. With Washington's inauguration in 1789, words had to become government. He chose Alexander Hamilton as the first Secretary of the Treasury. The nation was effectively bankrupt, credit shattered, money a patchwork of notes and foreign coin. Massive obligations were owed to France, the Netherlands, and American creditors, including soldiers. In January 1790, Hamilton delivered a bold blueprint for national salvation. He insisted the nation must pay its debts in full to anchor public credit. He proposed honoring federal obligations at face value and assuming state debts to bind interests to the Union. A consolidated, credible obligation would signal reliability abroad. This was the opening move in transforming a fragile republic into a robust economy. The work had only begun. Assumption met fierce resistance. Critics decried windfalls to speculators. States like Virginia feared subsidizing less prudent neighbors. A dinner compromise traded votes for placing the capital on the Potomac. Hamilton next urged a national bank, fiscal agent, stable currency, and credit. Jefferson objected no explicit power to charter such a corporation. Hamilton argued implied powers, lawful ends permit necessary means. Washington agreed, chartering the first bank, cementing federal authority and finance. Credit, currency, and confidence began to cohere. The cornerstone was laid. Hamilton's vision extended beyond credit to national productivity. He urged manufacturing to secure independence from European goods. Policies, protective tariffs, targeted subsidies, and infrastructure. Roads and canals would knit commerce and regions together. He envisioned agriculture, commerce, and industry working in concert. Industry would create markets for farmers and employment for a growing population. Congress moved slowly, but the agenda took root. Hamilton became, in essence, the father of America's industrial future. Hamilton and Jefferson forged the first great American rivalry. Their conflict birthed the two-party system. Hamilton favored a strong central government and commercial economy. Jefferson championed states' rights and an agrarian republic. They clashed over constitutional interpretation, flexible versus strict. Bank and debt policies seemed to Jefferson a bargain for northern financiers over southern planters. In foreign affairs, Hamilton urged neutrality. Jefferson sympathized with revolutionary France. Hamilton, immigrant striver, saw the need for order and energy in government. Jefferson, aristocrat and idealist, trusted